What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth. We're honest. We give out takes on the NFL. It is Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. And this is your Week 4 NFL predictions. Got a couple good games to talk about this week. Week 4 is looking much better than Week 3 did. Last week, just a short recap, mid. That's how if there was one word to describe how I did last week, I was mid. I went 8 for 8 in my picks. My upset pick of the week, an absolute joke, picking the Tennessee Titans over the Cleveland Browns. They are on the ban list. I'm not going to be picking the Titans for a while, and unless they have such an easy layup coming up. And my lock of the week, man, the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Texans, and they lost by 20 at home to a rookie quarterback. Come on, man. That's absurd. And giving an 85-yard kick return touchdown to a fullback, come on, man. It looked like they weren't even trying on that play. But we turned the page. We were 8-8 last week. We are 27-21 on the season so far. And we got 16 more games to talk about. Well, 15, because one of them I'll be talking about tomorrow. And I'm not even going to mention anything between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. If you want my thoughts on this game, you got to turn into the preview. I'm not saying anything about it on here. It's going to be all on the preview. Might even make a second video. Was going to make one yesterday, but didn't have the time. I'm busy with stuff in my personal life, so I wasn't able to make a video yesterday. But so all I'm going to say about the Dolphins and Bills. You want my thoughts on that video, on that game? You got to tune into Thursday's video, as I got a lot to say about this game. The stakes are high. I'm going to leave it at that. All right? I'm going to leave it at that. If you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out the post-game recap video of the Miami Dolphins absolutely toying around with the Denver Broncos. 7 points. Celebrated on Monday. I'm done. I'm done my celebration. I moved on yesterday. We have too big of a game this week to be celebrating beating up on the Denver Broncos. Which, 70-point game is going to be one of my all-time. It's as a 21-year-old kid, it's one of my favorite all-time Miami Dolphins games. The 70-point game. But we got to move on, and we got to focus on this week. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's get into these games, Week 4 of the NFL season, and we kick off with Thursday Night Football. And we got a big game on Thursday night this week, which I'm pretty excited about. The top two teams in the NFC North, the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. The Lions handled the Falcons. Handle them. The Packers, crazy game. Didn't score in the first 3 quarters of the game. Going into the fourth quarter, down 17-0 to the Saints. Derek Carr gets hurt. Jordan Love leads them to a great comeback. They win the game 18-17 against the Saints. And now it's a battle of 2-1 teams as of right now for the NFC North. And I'm hearing Christian Watson might be coming back. I'm praying Aaron Jones is coming back this week because I got him on my fantasy team, and I certainly could use him. I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the Packers in this game. They're going to look for revenge. The Lions costed them the postseason last year when they went into Lambeau Field and they beat Aaron Rodgers, and they basically ended Aaron Rodgers' career with the Green Bay Packers, and now they're on with the Jordan Love era, and they costed them his playoff spot last year because they went into their house and they beat them. This is a big primetime game, and I'm really excited to see this. It's two NFC teams, so it might not have my best interest, but I do think it's going to be a really good game. I'm taking the Packers. I'm going with the home team on this one. They had a huge comeback on Sunday, and I'm strategically picking teams who are riding with high momentum right now. The Packers are riding with high momentum. I'm taking them on Thursday night. We got our first international game of the season at Wembley Stadium, 9:30 on ESPN Plus. The Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams coming off losses. Jacksonville was my lock of the week. And Jacksonville. Oh, Jacksonville. Can you beat the Falcons this week? I don't know if I'm going to be watching this game. I'm probably not going to. But Jacksonville, I'm putting my faith in you again. So please get the win this week against the Falcons. Thanks. I'm going with the Jaguars. Hopefully they win. Hopefully they win this game. We'll see. But should be a good one. The Vikings. Brutal loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. Down 11. Come back to take the lead. Just to give it right back to the Chargers. And Kirk Cousins throws a classic interception on the game-winning drive to lose 28-24 to the Los Angeles Chargers. They're playing the Carolina Panthers, who did not have Bryce Young last game. They lost to Seattle. I don't know what's going on with them. They're clearly in rebuild right now. They're young. They're inexperienced. This is not their year. And I picked the Vikings last week, and they let me down. Vikings, I'm giving you one more shot. If you can't beat the Carolina Panthers, your season's over. And they have a horrendous defense and a horrendous offensive line. I said it last week, and I'll say it this week again. Just because they have great playmakers in Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson, and they just traded for Cam Akers, you have to be able to block, and you have to have a good defense. And they don't have either of that. If they lose to the Panthers this week, in week 4, their season's over. I'm taking the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings with this one. This week's toilet bowl matchup, another battle of another game of a set of 0-3 teams. The Denver Broncos, the Chicago Bears. I might as well flip a coin with this one. I don't know who's going to win this game. I don't care. These are the two biggest laughing stocks in the NFL right now. The Bears are home, so I'm going with the Bears. Can I be wrong? I'm probably going to be, but I don't care about this one. I'm taking the Bears. Again, basically, whoever loses this game, their season's over in week 4. Week 4, whoever loses this game is probably going to tank for the rest of the season to get a good draft pick. So that's what this game implies. Now, this is a game to actually spend a little bit more time on. We got the Baltimore Ravens, who lost in overtime to the Indianapolis Colts, who didn't even have Anthony Richardson. Gardner Minshew went into Baltimore and beat the undefeated Ravens. The Ravens' offense did not look good. Lamar Jackson did not look good throwing the ball. He looked great running the ball, but he didn't look good throwing the ball. And the Browns, they got after Ryan Tannehill. They sacked him a bunch of times. Deshaun Watson is coming off his best game as a Cleveland Brown. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites going into this game. And I'm going to stick with my theme. I'm riding with teams who have good momentum going into this week. And despite the Nick Chubb injury, the Browns have momentum. And I think their defense is going to carry their team into a win against the Baltimore Ravens, what I think is going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think it's also going to be low-scoring as well. I think first to 20, maybe 24, but I'll go 20, wins this game. Pittsburgh Steelers, they go to Houston to face C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Steelers coming off a Sunday Night Football win. Kenny Pickett looked much better this week than he did against the Cleveland Browns. The Steelers coming off a 2-game winning streak. They go to Houston, and the Texans just defeated the Jaguars. The Texans would be a fun pick. It really would. I would love to see the Texans beat the Steelers this week, but you know what, man? I'm going to take the Steelers. That's basically going to be a home game for them. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That it's going to be basically a home game for the Steelers this week at NRG Stadium. Kenny Pickett's playing fine. The defense is really good right now. I'm going to take the Steelers on the road, and the Steelers are going to have an impressive 3-1 record after this game. I'm going with the Steelers. Rams, Colts, again, sticking to my theme. Colts got momentum right now. They just defeated one of the better teams in the AFC. They just defeated one of the last remaining undefeated teams in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens, in their house. They looked good. They can thank Matt Gay for winning that game for them. Four 50-plus yard field goals. That is crazy. The Rams did not look good on Monday Night Football against the Bengals. Could they win this game? Sure. Do I think I could be wrong about this game? Absolutely. But I'm going with the Colts. They're home. They got a 2-game winning streak, and they just defeated one of the top teams in the AFC, in the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm taking the Colts. And this one's hard. This one's hard. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just got... The Eagles did whatever they wanted to against the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield did not play good. The defense did not look good. The running game was non-existent. And the Saints are going to be without Derek Carr for a little bit. He's got a shoulder injury. It's considered week to week. And they just signed a quarterback to the active roster from the practice squad. So that all points to Derek Carr not playing on Sunday. And it leads to Jameis Winston starting. Now, Alvin Kamara is coming back for the Saints this week. That's a huge get. That is absolutely a huge get. But we don't know what Jameis Winston is. We don't know how he's digressed. We don't know if he's gotten better. But this is a big chance for him against his former team. And this might be the spot where I take my upset of the week. And in fact, it is because I have Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into New Orleans and getting a big divisional win against the New Orleans Saints. We will probably be guaranteed to get another scruffle between Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore because it feels like every time the Buccaneers and the Saints play each other, something happens between these two guys. So will they get ejected from the game? I don't know. But I'm taking the Bucs to beat the Saints this week. Washington at Philly. I just got done talking about that game. Philly did whatever they wanted to against the Buccaneers. Washington got their asses whooped by the Buffalo Bills, 37-3. This is a no-brainer. I'm taking the Eagles. It's in Philly. It's not my lock of the week though, but I'm pretty confident on this one. I'm taking the Eagles, and I'll talk about that game between the Buffalo Bills and Washington in the preview for Dolphins-Bills. I'm going to talk about that game for a little bit. And then the final 1 o'clock game before we get into the final 5 games here. The Cincinnati Bengals against the Tennessee Titans. And the Titans' offense is just not good. Derrick Henry, 11 carries for 20 yards against the Browns. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't done much at all this season. In fact, he hasn't done shit. You know why I know that? Because he's on my fantasy team. And I had to ride him on the bench this week in favor of Mike Williams. And even though Mike Williams gave me 25 points, he tore his ACL and he's out for the season. And now I'm stuck back with DeAndre Hopkins. Boy, oh boy. And clearly we know Joe Burrow is not 100%. He's not. He couldn't move out of the pocket. He couldn't scramble. He stood in there like a statue yesterday or on Monday night. And they got it done. But it was really ugly. It was an ugly win against the Rams. But a Joe Burrow not 100% is better than Ryan Tannehill. That's how bad the Titans' offense is right now. So I'm taking the Bengals on the road to get this win and to go to 2-2 on the season. They had this happens every year. This happens every year with the Cincinnati Bengals, where they start off slow and everybody thinks, uh-oh, this could be the time where the Bengals, it might not be their year. And then they get one win and they're off to the races. They just beat the Rams, and now their next 3 games are against the Titans, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. All of them are winnable games. All of them are games I could see them winning. So I'm taking the Bengals. And then we get into the final 5 games here. Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers here. I feel like now that they got their first win under their belt, they could get things rolling. Losing Mike Williams is big. It's a big deal for the Chargers to lose Mike Williams for the rest of the season. One of their bigger and best targets on the team. He's a great receiver. His only problem is he can't stay healthy. And again, I'm upset because he's on my fantasy team. Now I'm without Mike Williams for the rest of the season. But I think the Chargers get things rolling here regardless now that they got their first win under their belt. And I think they get a divisional win. This is their first division game of the season. And I think they get it done at home against Jimmy G and the Raiders. The New England Patriots going into AT&T Stadium to face the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, Dallas. everybody wanted to talk about how the Cowboys are going to be the best team in the NFC. And Pat McAfee was saying on his show that if the Super Bowl was Wednesday, the Cowboys would be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. And then they go out there and they lose to the Cardinals 28-16. And they lost Trevon Diggs for the season, which thoughts and prayers to him, because that is just absolutely brutal loss for the Cowboys. But they're going to come out and they're going to be pissed off. But I think this is going to be a closer game than what Vegas is indicating. The spread is 7.5, which I think is a lot of points. I like the Patriots to cover, but I think the Cowboys are going to win this game. So my ultimate prediction is the Cowboys are going to beat the Patriots on Sunday in a very close matchup. Cardinals, 49ers. The 49ers are unstoppable right now. They're the best team in the NFC. They're possibly the best team in the NFL. I would say out of the three undefeated teams, right? I would say out of the three undefeated teams in the NFL, bias the aside, number one's the 49ers, number two is the Miami Dolphins, and number three is the Philadelphia Eagles. That's who I think is the best three teams in the NFL right now. They are a wrecking machine, is the 49ers. I'm taking the Niners. And then Sunday night, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs versus Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. Those two names, Patrick Mahomes and Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson and the Jets are not going to be able to catch up with Patrick Mahomes. Even if they put up 28 points, I don't think the Jets can get remotely close to that. They have a problem. They just signed Trevor Siemian to the practice squad. They have a problem. And they don't just have a problem for this season. They have a long-term problem at quarterback. Because Aaron Rodgers is not going to be there forever. And they've got some shit to figure out. Because clearly, Zach Wilson is not the guy. He had another miserable performance against the Patriots on Sunday, and I just don't see in any world how the Jets are going to stay competitive with the Kansas City Chiefs based on their offense. And by I mean the Jets' offense. I don't think they can keep pace. I think the Chiefs' defense can play a good enough game. And Patrick Mahomes is going to do Patrick Mahomes things. And he's going to get the ball to Travis Kelce. And if the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have enough clout already, they do now. Everything involving Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. The two biggest things talked about last Sunday from week 3 of the NFL season, the Miami Dolphins putting up 70 points, and Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game to watch Travis Kelce. I bet Brittany Mahomes is punching air. But my lock of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs over the Jets. And then we get the Monday Night Football to end the week. The Seattle Seahawks, New York Giants on Monday Night Football. Seahawks have momentum. They've won 2 in a row. Geno Smith is rolling. The offense looks really good. The Giants are struggling. Don't know if Saquon's going to play. I'm taking Seattle. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys for my Week 4 NFL predictions. I will see you tomorrow for the preview of the Miami Dolphins going down to Buffalo, New York, take down the Buffalo Bills. This game is big. This game has high stakes. This game is personal. I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to get off my chest. So Thursday, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, whether it's a soda, whether it's a Gatorade, whether you drink beer or not. Just grab your drink. Thursday, Dolphins-Bills preview. I've got a lot to get off my chest about this game. And we'll go over the Dolphins offense and the Bills defense and the Dolphins defense and the Bills offense. But before I do that, I've got a lot to get off my chest about this game. You guys are not going to want to miss it. This is huge. All I'm going to say is be sure to push those notifications because you're not going to want to miss this one. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Faith Fuel channel. Comment down below your thoughts, your predictions of Week 4 of the NFL season. Who is going to win the games? Let me know down below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter, @Colin_Joseph. And like I said, man, Thursday, tomorrow, preview, Dolphins, Bills. I've got a lot to get off my chest. You're not going to want to miss it. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. And fins up. And I'm out. Peace.